What's up, friends and nerds? How are you? Alright. Azog needs a little bit of work. There's two. There's two of me. So just a little bit. There we go. Alright. So I've got to do a little bit of work to Azog's face. Because that's something bugging me. And now that I have this reference imagery from the actual sculpt that Weta Workshop did, I'm gonna do some cleanup. I don't know if you can see it here. Can't really see it with the camera look. His nose on mine, there is a pretty definitive difference between his nose and his brow. In the maquette that I'm looking at from Weta Workshop, it's his nose basically runs right up into his forehead. So I have to build up this area of his nose and then redo all of the wrinkling that's going on his brow here in the center. So that's what I'm working on right now. Actually, I wanted to try this out. So I got some naphtha today, and that is what you use to smooth out your plasticine models. So I'm gonna do just a little bit of that right now, wherever my brush went. Where the hell did my brush go? Drop it? Yeah, I did. I dropped my brush. So we're gonna use the brush and apply a little bit of plasticine to the clay. Or not a plasticine, we're gonna apply some naphtha to the clay. Just a test area, just to see. Oh yeah. That looks good. I like that. Really smooths out the surface. Oh yeah, that's cool. And it leaves a so dependent on the coarseness or softness of your brush, it leaves a bit of texture. The brush strokes leave some texture behind. Yeah. So it leaves a little bit of texture behind. I can go in with my, once it's all smoothed out, I can go in like with my hand and clean all that up if I don't like the texture. It does have a very paintbrush-esque texture with this brush. This is a very soft brush, but it still leaves brush strokes. That's not bad. But once I get back to that stage, then, you know, I know what I'm going to be working with. It's very smooth, though. I like that. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to build up the bridge of his nose. Because it is not where I need it to be. Need to build up the bridge of his nose. So, the side profile on the maquette from Weta, I do have, the brows are looking really good. but it is the nose. So this little jutting out portion on his nose that I have on mine, they do have that on theirs, but then it builds up from behind that up into the brow. So we're gonna do that really quick. Oh, I'm completely shadow banned, so that's why you haven't seen me. I'm 100% shadow banned. Bring that down just a little bit. Okay, so basically all the work that I did is going bye-bye right now, because I gotta put this up into the brow. Wow, that is smooth. Oh my gosh, that naphtha really does work, man. There's a definite texture difference between where the naphtha hit and versus where all the other stuff I touched up with just my hand. It's incredibly smooth. Like, wow, that's, whew. Yeah, that's gonna look amazing once some texture hits it. But the name of the game today, I was gonna play some Red Dead Redemption 2 today. I may do that after I get this little, work in on Azog, but I wanted to get Azog to a place where I could get, like, I was supposed to be putting the naphtha on him today, but oh, I can use leather. Okay, perfect. I have some leather downstairs, so I can do that too. That will give some nice texture to the skin while I do that. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. Oh, that honestly, without it even smoothed in, that looks better already, because his brow and his nose really jut out in the little maquette imagery that I have. It really stands out. His forehead here. So I'm gonna have to work this into the piece and make sure that I'm matching my reference imagery. And then I have to do some work on his ears as well, because on the maquette, his ears, the imagery that I was working on was somebody's 3D model, and I thought it was Weta's, but it was not. So the ears, the folds of his ears are a little bit different than what I did. So I'm gonna go in and add that Weta Workshop detail to his ears. Alright, so all this extra detail is gonna have to be added in. It's just a little bit more work, a little bit more work, but it honestly helps with the overall piece. So now I gotta shave this down just a little bit though. So I don't want this to be quite as pronounced as it is right now. Yes, this is Azog the Defiler. I love how every time somebody asks me what his name is, I say the entire name. Like, you can't say just Azog. It's Azog the Defiler. It's like a pimp named Slickback. You can't just say Slickback. It's a pimp named Slickback. A pimp named Slickback. For all you white folks that don't get that reference, it's Boondocks. Alright, so we're gonna have to clean it. Making Christmas. This is my Christmas. Okay. Now looking at the reference imagery, I should have printed this out so that way I could look at it from the side. Ooh, that looks really good. Okay, compared to the reference imagery. That is definitely getting where we need it to. I think the bump on his nose can be shaved down just a little bit. It's not quite as pronounced as mine, but it's definitely still there. Oh, yes. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. He did work for that title. What did he do to become the Defiler? What did he do? Oh, he must have defiled a great many things. It's a PhD in orc. Getting that Defiler title is PhD for orc. Okay. Okay. Work that in there just a little bit. So the goal is not to mess up all the work that I did on the eyebrows. This middle section of eyebrow is going to be done or redone, but we're not going to mess up any of the work that we did on the eyebrow portion right above his eyes. Not going to mess any of that up. None of that beautiful work will be touched. At least that's the plan, but I'm a klutz, and I accidentally touch places that I'm not supposed to touch on this piece all the time. Like, the struggle of working with clay like this, right, is you accidentally nick the sculpture with like a fingernail and you'll take out clay. So I'm constantly accidentally, when I'm working up here, I'm accidentally nicking his mouth, and I don't want to touch his mouth because I've done a lot of work to get it to where it is, and I'll nick his lips and he'll have a gouge in his lips and I'll have to go back and rework that. So honestly, I should just cut my nails down to nubs so that way I don't have to deal with that. Okay. Oh yes. Is that the side profile I'm looking for? Yes, it is. It totally is. But I need to round his head a little bit more. My forehead is a little square. So I can add a little bit more clay to his forehead, get that rounded look that I'm looking for. This is Monster Clay Soft. So we're going to add a little bit of clay to his forehead to get that little bit of extra roundness to the top of his head here. So if I turn it to the side, you can see that it comes up and it's kind of squared off here. The reference imagery from Weta Workshop, it's a more of a tapered curve. So I'm going to put some clay up here, build it up a little bit, and that should smooth out that curve on the front or on that side profile of his head. So okay, here we go. Let's put a little bit of clay on your forehead, sir. Actually, come to think of it, I have a clay roller up front. Damn, I left my clay roller up front. I could have been using my clay roller right now. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that naphtha stuff on the side anyway, so I'm getting fingerprints. Fingerprints. Lots and lots of fingerprints. Alright, so we're gonna smooth this out. I'm gonna bring it up just a little bit. Smooth out that curve. There it is. See, now that is what you like to see, you know? It's the little things, the little tweaks. I thought I was ready to, smooth out the entire sculpture, but then I looked at my, I got this new reference imagery and I was like, no, you're not ready yet. You're almost ready, but you're not yet ready, young grasshopper. So that's what sculpting is. It's all about little tweaks here and there to get your sculpture right to where you need it to be. And even if I wasn't turning this into a mask, this would turn into like an excellent, you know, bust to sit to the side. You know, it's pretty heavy for a bust, but it would make an excellent bust to sit to the side. Apparently nobody knew that I sculpted. That's pretty funny. All right, yeah, so this totally gives the curvature of the head that I was looking for. So what I'm going to do now is blend in. I'm going to burnish these joining edges so that the clay doesn't have a seam. Burnish this in here. Burnish, 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 until we don't see a separation between the new clay and the old clay. I'm totally... Oh, shit! Look at that. See? Fingernail. Fingernail. I did it again. I nicked it with a fingernail. God damn it. Okay. Replacing clay. Because I accidentally removed some. Alright, so we're gonna add... burnish this in. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Burnish some more. There it is. We're burnishing. We're burnishing. There it is. Look. That's what we're looking for. That little clean. It goes right, melds right into the upper brow. That's what I'm looking for. So, yep, there it is. That's the curvature of his head that I was looking for. I'm going to shave that down just a little bit, though. Make sure that it does indeed have the curvature I was looking for. This stuff smells like chocolate, and it's fantastic. Cassie actually found out that it has cocoa wax in it. That's why it smells like chocolate. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's definitely where I needed to be. Yep, that's it. Okay, perfect. So now we have that curvature of the forehead that we needed. So I'll turn it to the side so you guys can see it. So now, instead of having that really rough, or well, not rough, but that sort of angular curve here, it's more rounded. I'd like to round it a little bit more, so I'll shape it. I'll shape it down with my sculpting tools just a little bit more, but it's definitely an improvement over what I had just a little while ago. I actually think part of the issue that I'm seeing from the reference imagery, so part of the issue is that I have a very defining line between the eyebrows here and his forehead. So eyebrow, nose, and then forehead, very separating line. I have a big separating line there. So the reference imagery is looking like what I'm gonna do is add some more clay to the top of his eyebrows and the top of his nose, and it's going to meld right into almost like he doesn't have, you know, like there's no difference between his eyebrow and the top of his head. Like there's a slight variation, but it melds right into this curvature in his head. So I'm gonna have to add more clay to these spaces up here to get that, get those melded in there. Lots and lots of clay work. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to add more clay up here. Alright, so this is just the first piece that I'm going to add on here. First piece. And we're going to do most of the blending up into the forehead, so that way we don't have to necessarily add more bulk to the eyebrows. Because the eyebrows are fine. Eyebrows are fine. It's just that we want the eyebrows to mesh more smoothly into his want them to mesh more smoothly into the forehead. So the name of the game, that is the name of the game. So I'm going to take this off. Oh yeah, that looks better. Oh yeah, that's big improvement. Big improvement. So I'm just going to add more clay to this part of his eyebrow, and then I'll do the nose. This piece will not be cured. This is oil-based clay, so it's not going to harden. This is just for a prosthetics piece, well, a mask actually. I should do another one of these in fire hardened or a heat hardened clay. That would actually be pretty cool to have as a display piece. So at some point I'll get to it. Got so many projects on my plate right now. I'll get to it eventually, you know. Okay, there we go. And now so now I'm gonna take this, curve this back in. Even though this is all gonna get cleaned up anyway, I just want to make sure that there's not really any major overlap, so that way when I come back and clean it, I won't have to do too much. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Alright, that looks better. But I'm gonna add some more detail on top of that. That, honestly, that looks a whole lot better already. So that melds right into his forehead. Now we're gonna do the same on the other side. Make it meld right in. Final headpiece is going to be made out of dragon skin 10. I've worked with that material for years, and it's a platinum silicone, so maybe a little bit on the warm side, but it'll be worth it. It's so when you're working with silicone, there's a difference between working with like foam latex and then silicone. So with silicone, foam latex, it's got a very matte appearance, and it doesn't lend itself to realistic skin. You can get a lighter piece out of it, but it doesn't naturally lend itself to a realistic skin. Silicone is heavier, but it has a translucency to it, so you can get a very nice looking realistic skin. And you can do it with foam latex. It's a little bit more work, but silicone translucent, so you can get a really nice looking, um, skin from that. All right, so we're gonna bring this over. Clay over there, and a little bit of clay down here. And we're gonna meld that up into his forehead. We'll bring this down too. Bring that down. Bring that down. Bring it. 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 And blocka. 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 That looks better. Golly. So much more work to be done. I'm just like, you know, it's gonna be done today. Psych. You're a perfectionist. You can't be done. you cannot be done. You're never done. There we go. Okay, that's better. That's better. Oh yeah, that's significantly better. Now, we're going to firstly make sure that this is blended into here first. I'm going to shave it down. Oops. Shaved it down a little too much there. Okay. There we go. I would hope he looks like Azog. That's what I'm trying to make this sculpture look like. So, mission accomplished so far. And I hate it when bits of debris like to become embedded in my clay. Hate it. And blend it in on the other side. Yeah, this is definitely improving the overall look of his face. This is getting that Defiler look down. Oh yeah, this is working. This is definitely working. It's working. Okay. So it's like we're back to the blocking out phase on this part of his face. So it's ugly again. It's ugly. He really did do Thorin dirty. You know, in the books, he actually died much earlier. But they gave him they made him basically the main antagonist in The Hobbit, which I don't entirely mind. But in the books, he is deado before Thorin and them even make it to hell, he's dead before the full story even begins. Okay, now what we're gonna do is add a little bit more bulk to the top of his nose, because this middle portion Alright, this middle portion goes right up into his forehead, and it sits a little bit higher than his brow. So we're gonna look at the side here, make sure that it's doing what it needs to do. Touch up, touch up, touch up, touch up. Bring that down, bring it down, bring it to the side. Curve it right there at the base of the nose. And let's take a look at it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna shave it down just a little bit, but that's it. That's the curvature and the size that we need from this piece. There we go. Way better. Way better. Let me go ahead and I can do that myself. Oh yeah. That's better. Much better. Now, we're going to blend that in. Where's my blending tool? Where is my blending tool? There you are. I'm going to blend this in. Much better. And I blend this in here too. Much better. Gonna blend that in there and in there. Perfect. See, now that is the Azog profile I was looking for. That's the Azog profile. Yeah, that's it right there. That is definitely it. This is gonna look way better when I finally get those wrinkles put in there. Obviously right now it's very bland. It's super duper bland right now. So I'm gonna look at my other reference image, make sure that my front profile's looking good. Oh yeah. That right there, my friends, is spicy. That's spicy. I like that. Oh, that's way better. Okay. So we're gonna make that go like that. And then we're gonna make this go like that as a guiding line. That's a guiding line to let me know where my tool must go. A proverb to live by. Oh wow, that even looks better with just that little, taking that little bit out of there. That looks cool. I like that a lot. Oh yeah, burnish that. Oh, that looks so good. Yes. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Welcome to the Dark Brotherhood. I couldn't see the name of who just joined, or who just subscribed to my YouTube, but welcome. It is, welcome to the Dark Brotherhood. We're about to have a lot of fun. Okay, so now I'm gonna add, or take out a little bit of material from here. A little bit of material. Oh yeah. Way better. So much better looking. This is great. Azog is unseasoned. You cried when Thorin died? Aw. It was, like, that final battle with Azog was wild. I love that little final battle with Azog. Like, I really enjoyed the fact that Azog, compared to all the other orcs that we've seen in this series, he was probably one of the most brilliant tacticians of any of the bad guys we've seen in the Lord of the Rings. So, I mean, I really, really enjoyed watching him use, actually be a commander up on the hill, telling the forces where to go, splitting the, friendly forces. Like, it's if Thorin and company had not come out of Erebor, everybody would have been done for. And he knew that. I just don't think he expected them to come out in the blaze of glory that they did. Oh wow, that looks a billion% better. Oh yeah. Like, my favorite orc slash Urukai used to be Lurtz. If you haven't seen The Lord of the Rings, Lurtz is the Urukai that Saruman sends to take out the Fellowship in the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring. And he and his Urukai scouts, they managed to kill Boromir, and they kidnap Merry and Pippin. And Lurtz is a master archer and super skilled hand-to-hand combatant, but I feel like he would have been an incredible and I understand you got to have, like a final battle in the movie, and that kind of sort of was the little final battle in the Fellowship of the Ring, but I feel like Lurtz would have been so cool to see go throughout the series. But he almost kicked Aragorn's ass in the extended edition. Aragorn stabs him with his hunting knife, his hunter's knife, and he pulls the knife. Well, yeah, he gets stabbed by it. He pulls it out and then licks the blood off the blade. Like, fuck you gonna do about it? I love Lurtz. He's so cool. Oh, and so a little bit of movie trivia. The part where Lurtz throws Aragorn's hunting knife at him, they were supposed to be using a foam prop for that part. He thought he had the foam prop, and he threw it at Viggo Mortensen, didn't realize it was the real deal hunting knife. And so when Viggo Mortensen parries that hunting knife, deflects it, he was deflecting the real hunting knife, almost got impaled by it. So that is one of my favorite bits of movie trivia from Lord of the Rings. Everybody else likes to do that scene where Aragorn, kicks the helmet and then he actually breaks his toe. So I like the one where he almost died with a hunting knife and actually deflected it. Oh yeah, that's definitely way better. Way better. I think Amazon's going to do a pretty good job. From what I'm seeing so far, I have confidence that they will do a good job with the series. Hold on, I gotta draw in this line of the brow so I know where my stopping point is. Nope, wait, nope. Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's it right there. But I think Amazon's going to do a great job with the series. I'm hoping that there's an explanation for why the dwarf women don't have beards. That's pretty much my only gripe right now. And I'm hoping they give Celebrimbor a little bit more flavor than he actually has, and like he's very he's pretty bland. Like Celebrimbor in the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor games is actually a they've turned him into this really kind of like dope character, but in reality, Celebrimbor is kind of bland. So I'm hoping that they lend some credence to Celebrimbor and that he's not just super bland. I hope, I know that the Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor is not necessarily canon, but I would love to see an armored Celebrimbor similar to the one in the game. That would be fantastic. Probably won't see it, but Okay, so I got that. Now I'm going to, let's see. So I have to, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did actually chip a tooth in a fighting scene too. Viggo Mortensen was a boss. So like they would have they would be going out to a remote location for the next set or the next shooting thing, and Viggo Mortensen would get all geared up in his ranger gear as Aragorn, and he would, instead of getting airlifted, all the other cast were getting like airlifted, like helicopters would take them out to the remote locations. He would get up extra early in the day, hours early, and he would go hike to the remote locations before everybody else went out there. And that, I mean, he honestly killed that role as Aragorn. Absolutely killed that role. Okay, that's something that I can add in later when I do my texturing. This I can add in too, just a little bit. Texturing in that looks better. Meat to his brow right here. Just a little bit of meat. Meat. I need to add a little bit of meat to the bottom of his brow too. Yeah, he was 100% Aragorn. So like, I'm hoping that there's no remake made of The Lord of the Rings. But, it's Hollywood. At some point, somebody's going to go, you know what? It's about time that we remade Lord of the Rings. We're going to start from scratch. So I'm not looking forward to that day, because in my book, there will never be anybody as dedicated as Viggo Mortensen to the role of Aragorn. That man really embodied that character. Embodied. Just straight up killed it as Aragorn. Come on. Hey, somebody joined the Dark Brotherhood. Welcome. Welcome, friends. Oh, I love Narnia too. I told y'all I grew up in a like conservative Christian household, so I wasn't allowed, like I always loved fantasy, but there wasn't a lot of fantasy that I could get into because, you know, dragons are off limits. It's devil, dragons are the devil, and you know, Dungeons and Dragons, period. Anything that kind of like resembled Dungeons and Dragons was bad. So, you know, Chronicles of Narnia and Lord of the Rings were allegories for Christianity. So I was able to, you know, enjoy those forms of media. And they honestly are still my favorite to this day because they gave me, you know, like part of my fantasy fix as a kid. I love all of those books, all of the movies that I've gotten to see. It's just so much fun. I am, so the sculpting videos, I don't have this angle, a camera angle like this. And I've been trying to download the videos from TikTok of my lives, and they won't let me do it. So I don't know why, but they won't let me. So unfortunately, that particular angle with my phone camera, I haven't been able to upload it to YouTube. But I am streaming to YouTube right now, so I have an angle. Actually, come to think of it, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this camera on me for now. I'm going to put this camera on me. And then I'm going to turn this camera to the sculpture. Hopefully, I can do it. Hold. There we go. That's a little better-ish. A little better-ish. Yeah, okay. I like that. That's better. So, oh, I love the Magician's Nephew. Legacy of Kain series. I have not played that before. I have not played that one. Okay, that's it right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a look at my reference, make sure. Oh yeah. I think I need to add a little bit more meat to this front part of his brow. Wait, the US first edition Narnia books, they're 1,300. That's nuts. That's nuts. Hold on, I think I need to. Oh, I need to. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me focus that in on there. There we go. That's better. Focus in on the piece. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little bit of meat to the front of his eyebrow here. So we don't want to add too much because we don't want it to protrude out past his nose. His nose is the highest point on his face when you're looking at a side profile, but we can't have this as shallow as it is right now. So we're going to add a little bit more in there. And I'm going to blend that in on the bottom. There it is. Much better. That's much better indeed. It looks fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. It's bloody fantastic. Yes, this is an orc. This is Azog the Defiler. Wait, Khan? It is not Khan. It's Azog. Who said it's Khan? It's not Khan. Alright, a little bit of... Gotta get a clay noodle. Put a clay noodle in here. Put a clay noodle in there. Fill in that void space. Can't have that void space there. Oops. I broke my clay noodle. Oh no. That's okay. There we go. There. That's much better. Okay. We're good. Now. Okay. Reference again. So, like I said earlier, Azog's face is a little bit wider than an actual person's face. So I had to do a little bit of cheating with the proportions. So you can see that his eyes are spaced apart. You know, these normal human eyes is where my eyes are. And then I had to, you know, proportionally make the cheeks and the sides of his face, you know, coincide with my eyes. The reference imagery, you can see that there is a bigger space, or his cheeks essentially come out a little bit more because his eyes are more spaced out. So his eyes would be probably around this area, not here. They'd be out just a couple, or like an inch or two. So I'm cheating a little bit to try and get it to human proportions, but still getting that Azog the Defiler look at all this. I really, okay, so I'm totally gonna have to, I'm gonna have to add more down here, because it's like, he really does have a super pronounced scowl on this particular, on the inside of his eyebrow. Oh yeah, this is gonna add more of the scowl. This is better. Okay. Really pronounced scowl. That's better. Make sure that it's... Okay, that's way better. So now you can see the difference between this eyebrow, which has been built up. Welcome to the Dark Brotherhood. Oh crap. Oh crap again. I keep hitting things. So now you can see that difference. See how now you got a more pronounced scowl on this eye versus this one. So this one's a little bit more open. I'm gonna have to build up this part of the eyebrow to give him more of that scowl on that side as well. Oh yeah, that's way better. Ah no, I hit it with my fingernail again. Good God. these nicks with the fingernail, and I did it again. Where's a nail clipper? I gotta cut this nail off completely. This is ridiculous. My nails are not even long, but I'm sick and tired of nicking this thing. There we go. There. No more nicking with a fingernail. Now I got a stubby fingernail. Okay, that's way better. Jesus. Oh my god. Pain in the ass. Blend all of that in. There. Blended. Using my camera to get a little bit of perspective, because it's zoomed out versus me right up on the sculpt, so it gives me a much better look. I feel like his nose is not wide enough compared to the look, the digital look. I lost the bump on his nose, so I'm gonna have to put that back in there too. But I'll do that in a second. I'm getting distracted. Alright, so his eyebrow needs a little bit of touch up here too. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Reference imagery. Okay. Much better. Yeah, that's better. Oh my god. That was a pain in the ass. Good god. Okay, now I can do the same on the other side. Yeah, so once this is done, I'm turning it into a mask. Whole plan is to do it out of platinum silicone. And so you can see his mouth is very this slit in his mouth is actually right at my lips, my actual lips. So when the sculpt or the cast is done, the latex or silicone cast is done, then I should be able to take a X-Acto blade and go right in here along this inside crease and cut open the mouth on Azog. And so I will be able to talk and articulate with the mask on. I'll probably make some prosthetic teeth to match his as well. But the mouth really won't be a focus because I'm probably going to be wearing a helmet with this cosplay most of the time, because Azog, and the sculpt is going to be amazing, but Azog, my version, I'm going to be using a pre-production version of Azog that they did for the movie. So he wears this armor with bone white armor with this really terrifying looking mask. So I'm going to make the mask that will fit over top of the sculpted face mask. So I'll be wearing two masks. It'll be pretty cool. Where was I going with this? I was doing the other brow. Oh my god, I almost forgot what I was doing. Okay. We're gonna cut that in half. And we're gonna take this and put it right in here. Okay. now we press this in. Okay. Get underneath. Lots and lots of blending work to be done. Lots of blending. There I go with the fingernail again. Oh, that's better. Then I'm going to take a little bit more clay, build up this area. Just need to look at the side profile, make sure that we're not getting too much. There we go. Okay, that's better. That's better. Clay. Wearing something like this, hot. Wearing cosplays like this is very hot. It's worth it, but it's hot. You need to make sure that your handler has water on hand for you. You also need to make sure this is not something that you can wear in the middle of summer outside in the humidity. It's dangerous. Too much heat is dangerous. So, you know, wearing this to a convention where it's air conditioned, you're golden. Not so much an outdoorsy type of thing. Would not recommend. Crud. Oh crap! That little bump on his whatchamacallit went away. Now I gotta re-add it. Okay. I'll mess with that later. First I need to clean this up. So I'm gonna go in here with just a little noodle of clay again. Clay noodle. My beard does not typically get in the way. What I will do is I will make sure that it's nice and trimmed, and then I will like slick it back, or I'll put like a honestly, most of the helmets and things that I wear, they just go over my beard and I don't have to worry about it. It just pushes the beard up into my face, and I'm okay with that. I've never really had any issues with my beard per se. There we go. That's better. Significantly better. Good God. There's so much work. There's so much work. This is not for the faint of heart. Not for people who get impatient really easily. There's so much work that goes into pieces like this. Looking at the reference imagery. We're looking on that eyebrow. Okay, okay. Alright, now I just need to smooth in this top portion. Oh yeah. That's better. So that's how his brow really blends right into the top of his head. So you can see it now. His brow really does mesh right into the top of his head, rather than having that super defining, like, you know, angle. Now it's more gradual into the top of his head. That's what I was looking for. Okay, yeah, that's way better. Whew, good Lord. Oh, it's fun, but it's tiring. Like, this is one of those activities I really could not do commission work on, because I really enjoy doing this for myself, but I know for a fact if I had to do this as a commission, somebody hired me to do this, I would be burnt out in a heartbeat. I would be upset, and I would never want to sculpt again. Never. Never ever. Is that it? That's it. Okay. That's it. Okay. Oh. Okay. There it is. That's it. That's the little pronouncement on his nose that I needed. Smooth it out just a little bit. But that's it. That's it right there. You can see it now. That little knurl on his nose. That is a defining feature of Azog's nose that I wanted to get right. Always a good feeling. Get something like that nailed down. That looks really good. I just need to make sure that all these little connections are smoothed out. I love this monster clay soft because, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. It's very malleable with just a little bit of body heat. Sometimes that makes things really annoying, but it definitely makes it a lot easier to clean up mistakes. It makes it a lot easier to make mistakes. Double-edged sword. Very much a double-edged sword. Okay, now let me look at my reference again. Now I can start adding those markings, and again, start adding Okay, where is my... I have it in my hand. Wait, that's not the one I want. That's not the one either. This one. Alright, now we're gonna start sculpting these little... like with a harder clay, if I was trying to make these little, you know, wrinkles in his skin, I actually had to do, you know, cut it out with the sculpting tool like this. You can see it in the, well, the camera. There you go. A sculpting tool like that. And then I'd have to do multiple passes along the edge of the little, you know, groove that I made to get it smoothed out, because I couldn't just run over it with my finger, like burnish it with my finger as easily as I can with this clay. So there's a major upside to working with soft plasticine. Sure, I'm doing this right. Better. Good God, okay. How do I nick it like that? Okay, that's better. I'll be able to do a whole lot more with the wrinkles when I actually get this smoothed out first. I also have to remember that the maquette that I'm looking at has a different expression on his face than mine does. The leg is healing well. I'm just chilling. That is the cool part. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Okay. Now, smooth that out. Okay. Let's look at the reference image again, side by side. Blow this up. Okay, my friend. I need to do a reference line across his nose here. Just a quick little reference line. Uh-oh. Oh, cruddy crud. Alright. Oh yeah, that looks way better. But now I'm going to hold this a little bit. That's better. Not what I'm looking for. I think it might be what I'm looking for. Okay. Now I'm just gonna shave this down just a little bit. Perfections taken out. Really starting to see character come out. The inorganic nature, or sorry, the organic nature of sculpting, especially when you're sculpting something that is organic, like a face or a creature skull, this creature's face. All those, you know, the asymmetry really lends to a more realistic looking piece, especially when it comes to Azog the Defiler, because his character is does have some very interesting asymmetry, like the differentiation between his two ears. One of his ears is lower than the other, just slightly. One of them is chewed up versus the other one. Go ahead and get this down. Come on. That's better. That's way better. Clean this up. How much detail does it need? Honestly, since this is going to be, you know, like the signature headpiece, the headpiece here is going to be like the focal point. When I take my helmet off in this cosplay, I want the head to be the focal point. So there's a lot of detail, especially since I'm blending it in with my own skin. I'm going to be covered mostly in armor, but there are going to be some exposed bits of skin on me, which I will then have to touch up with makeup. So, you know, I'm putting on white face for this. And then I'm probably going to do some prosthetic scarring for like my arms. I know at least one part of Azog's arm that doesn't have prosthetics on it. Or sorry, doesn't have armor on it. And I have to put prosthetic scarring on that part. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Lots of detail work because I'm a detail-oriented person when it comes to my cosplays. Alright. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. We are good. Yeah, significance. Better. Isn't that the cutest little picture? Now I get to touch up his ears using the reference imagery. Alright, so my ears are missing this extra layer. There's an extra layer of raised cartilage that goes down the outside of the ear here. So I'm gonna need clay noodle. And there's also, okay, I can do that with the sculpting tool on the inside of the ear. This part can be done easy with a sculpting tool. Ooh, I need a box to put this up higher. I don't like this. That's better. Okay, that's way better. I just need to smooth it out with a burnishing tool of some sort. That's way better. Yeah, that's better. Okay. What is my deadline for this project? I don't have a specific deadline because I don't know if I'm going to be walking in time for like Dragon Con, but you know, if I could have it done before Dragon Con and then I'm walking by that time, or at least, you know, hobbling enough that I can wear a cosplay, I'll be happy then. It's all about whether my body heals right or not. It's all up to my body now. Oh yeah, we definitely need longer noodle. Need a longer noodle to go here. Actually, come to think of it, this part of the ear has more of a curvature here. Yeah, this part of the ear has more curvature to it. There we go, that's better. I will be doing physical therapy. I just, you know, I'm still within the first month after the surgery, so they haven't set me up on any physical therapy just yet, but I definitely am going to have physical therapy. No. Now that goes there. So this is gonna blend into the side of the ear here. Let's add a little bit more clay to this part because it definitely, and he has a very pronounced sort of eardrum, not eardrum, but I don't know what they call this part of your ear, but this part is pronounced on his. And I just need to make sure that I do it justice. There we go. That's better. Oh, there's definitely more of a flap that comes down from the top of his ear. You just watched all my cosplay content? Oh, that's awesome. That is fantastic. Okay. So this part, I kind of want to... okay, so we're going to have to create a new fold that goes from this into... okay, it goes from this into here. There we go. Oh, man, there's a whole new portion of his ear now that I gotta make. A brand new part of his ear. Bring this down here. And it's built up into the outer part of his ear there. And then it blends in underneath this part. Underneath. Oh, that's way better. Okay. And then I think I need to add some more to the outside of the ear up here as well, because it's definitely more of a enclosed part of his ear. Yeah, definitely more enclosed. So I'm gonna bring this out over here. I'm gonna have to blend it inside the ear in a minute, but first, make sure oh yeah, that's looking better. That's way better. Okay, so that's Azog's ear, the way it's supposed to be. That's his ear. Okay. Now the inside of his ear, I'm gonna go ahead and smooth this bingo bongo out. Okay, yeah. So a little bit of... your first cosplay will be Hermione. Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see it. You're gonna have to show me when you actually get to it. Okay. Now I just need to blend in this part. So kind of turn it around for this. little bit more of a curvature right here. And then it comes in more sharply. Right there. Better. Oh, water break. See, I don't have the ability to work. Whenever I'm doing art stuff, tongue just sticks out like that. I don't even do it intentionally. That's just how I do my art. Somebody always points it out though. So, somebody always does. Okay. Shoot. Alright, so we're gonna blend this in on the back side. Oh man. This is gonna be fun to do. Ugh. And by fun, I mean I hate it. Okay. Come on. Okay, that's better. Now it's blended in on the back side. Now we just gotta blend it in on the front side. Oh. Okay. Big thing here is that this portion of the ear is closer to the outside of his ear here. So I need to make sure I blend this together. Crap. That's better. That's better. Much better. Alright, so I can clean it up now. I need a shorter tool. It's too long. It's too long to reach it from this side. There we go. That's better. Better. Okay, pain in the ass. Y'all are insufferable. Alright, let's clean up. I turn that light away from myself because I can't really see that right part. Come on. Crap. It's not actually crap, it's just crap because I hate this part because it's so small. Ah. Just want to make sure that I'm getting it right. Alright, to go in with this and clean up the inside of that. That's better. Shoot, dog. Good gracious, that is no joke. I need a smaller burnishing tool. Come on. Is that it? I think I got it. I just need to run across it with my finger there. Hold the ear down. I think we got it. I think we got it. Let's give it a spin. Oh, wait. No. A little bit more curvature there. Okay. I think we got it. Yeah. That is... that's what I needed. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in. There's just a little bit more detail in there that I want to get. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. That's better. I think that we got his ear where I want it to be. Yeah. We got his ear where I need it. That's his right ear. Now let's do his left. I don't think there's much work that has to be done on this ear compared to the other one. This one I pretty much got spot on. Yeah, this one I pretty much got spot on, so not too much I have to do. Yeah. I think there's one more little rat tail snaggle up here at the top that I want to add to the skin, but I think I also want to fold this over just a little bit more. Fold that over just a little bit more. This ear bends downward, not upwards. Just make sure we're capturing that detail as it curves downward. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. Ears are where I need them to be. Oh my god, that was a pain in the ass. But we did it. We did it. Okay. I think I'm good. Let me check over the maquette one more time. Okay. Good. Now I'm going to smooth this out just a little bit. That's better. Okay. Smooth this out. Uh-oh. I didn't blend this part in like I needed to. Better. Better. Yay. All this hard work is paying off. It's paying off. That armor set made you tear up? Aw. I didn't mean it for it to be that ugly. Okay. Take a look at it. Looking good. Smooth this out just a little bit. Like it. Okay. Now we're good. I think we're ready to put, at least on the dome, we can go ahead and put a little bit of naphtha and get the dome smoothed out. I will get all the final little details done on the face portion. Probably tomorrow. I don't want to spend the entire night working on that. I'll be able to put more naphtha on there tomorrow. Shit. Gotta be careful with that stuff. Should be eating. Damn cup. Alright. Let's go ahead and smooth out his dome. A little bit of naphtha. Oh crap. I'm gonna try that leather approach that Cassie suggested tomorrow when I go and grab some leather from downstairs. That'll lend itself to a little bit more organic looking texture when I do this naphtha smoothing. A little more organic texture would look beautiful, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Absolutely fantastic. Yes. Smashing. Oh, wow. You can really see the piece coming together when you smooth it out. It's such a cool feeling. Honestly. A really cool feeling seeing this, you know, come together, get all smooth. I'm gonna have to hit it with a heat gun, so that way some of these little areas will smooth a little bit easier. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Oh, I didn't say it. Smashing. Marianne. Come look at this, Marianne. It's absolutely marvelous. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit some of these areas with the heat gun. That'll help smooth it out a little bit easier. Boy, got a big old head. Big old bald head. And of course, as I'm doing that, I nick it with a nail. You've gotta be kidding me. Come on. I was doing so good too. I was doing so good. Don't do that to me. Okay. I'm gonna put on a glove and see if I can. Right? It looks like a dome now. The secret. We know what the secret was now. Make sure that I'm not leaving any unwanted texture on top of the surface. Oh wow. Yeah. That honestly looks like the head is super smooth. That is so dope. It really does smooth out the surface. Now that's great. I just don't want any fire near it, because then his head will catch on fire. Oh yeah, that looks great now. Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, sweet. Okay. This looks good. This looks very good. Perfect. A little bit of areas behind the ears. Not really looking forward to the smoothing out process of the areas behind his ears, because it's very hard to reach and people may not see the imperfections, but I will know they're there. I will know they exist. So I can't just let them go. All right. I think that's going to be my stopping point for the night. Because honestly, I think we're ready for, I'm just going to do some cleanup work on his face tomorrow and get it ready to be smoothed with the naphtha, like his dome. And then once we have that smooth, the next part of the process is we actually have to do his veins first. So he has a lot of veins that run around his temples, and then some that run up his forehead. So the process for making the veins is actually pretty cool. Actually, I should be able to do one now because I just smoothed out his dome. I can show you what one of the veins looks like, what the process looks like on his veins. Let me find the good reference image that I had of the veins. Okay, there we go. Now, this is what you want to do. You want to draw it out first. So, your arteries, very brachial. They may look, like a winding river on the surface, but in reality, they're very angular. So what you're going to do first is take your tool for your guiding line first. Oh, this is going to go. Hold on. I do need to smooth this out because it's going to go all the way down. I'm going to have to smooth this out because it goes all the way down to his brow. And I don't want to mess that up. A little bit of naphtha and I'll be good. Just a touch of naphtha right here. Touch of naphtha. Oh, wow. That's so cool how it just cleans everything up. Turns this into a perfectly smooth area. That's a good cleanup right there. I like that. That makes me happy. Alright, so we're going to let that dry for a second. Then we're going to put some veins, or at least one vein. I want to show you how we put veins into a sculpt like this. It's a really fun process. Really cool, really fun process. So, naphtha needs to dry. Dry naphtha. Get off my piece. Stray piece of clay. There it is. This is gonna look so dope. Okay, so as I was saying, you're gonna draw a guiding line basically to show where your artery, or well, not artery, but your vein is going to be. So it goes up in this direction, out in that direction, back in a little bit, and then out again, kind of like a lightning bolt. In and out one more time. I want it a little bit more because I want it more pronounced on mine. A little more pronounced. Okay, so that's my guiding line for the vein right there. So I need my sculpting tool here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a trench for this vein to sit in. Very light. Go along that guiding line. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take a noodle. No, this is not water. This is naphtha. It's a paint thinner. Essentially, it's lighter fluid. It's literally lighter fluid. That's what it is. So to make the vein, you're gonna make a clay noodle in your hand, and then you're gonna take that clay noodle and you're gonna place it inside the groove that you just created as best as you can. And I'm going to cut off a little bit of extra front or on the back of here. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to burnish it in. Here we go. Burnish it in along the edges into your piece. Burnish it into your piece. And you're going to do that on both sides. And burnish it in. What I should have done the little trench that I made, I should have done it just a little bit deeper. That just means I'm gonna have to do some more cleanup work on the top of the vein. Do the trench a little bit deeper, and then you can sit your clay noodle down inside of it, and that will help. So now I'm gonna go run along the vein. Let's clean that up just a little bit. It disappears under the skin, disappears, tapers off at the ends to disappear under the skin. So now I'm going to clean this up with my finger around the edge. I'm going to take my glove off, use my body heat, clean up around the edge here, clean up around the edge here as well. And now I'm going to use my sculpting tool to start shaving down the vein because I don't want it to be like as pronounced as it is right now. Another little sculpting tool. So honestly, your body heat with this type of clay comes in really handy. So we're gonna clean up all around the edge of this vein. And then once I'm done with this, I can go back over this and hit it with some naphtha, and it's really going to help this blend into the skin a little bit more. So I want to take down the top of it just a little bit more. And where's my little burnishing tool here? Where's my other one? All right. So I want to maintain these little, I want to maintain the angles within that vein. I'm going to push it over just a touch. Okay. So now I'm going to smooth around it with my finger. Burnish the ends. Burnish the end. And it's still a little too pronounced. You don't want it to stick up too far above the skin. It needs to be barely seen, because if you look at veins on your skin, you know, like you can see a little bit of a raise in your skin, but it's not quite as pronounced as this. But that's okay. We're gonna go back over it again with the sculpting tool, and we're also gonna hit it with some naphtha, and that's gonna bring it down to the height that we want it to be. There it is. That looks a whole lot better. And then we're going to smooth it out just a little bit more with some body heat. Make sure the edges are burnished. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit more curvature to the vein with my finger here, and finger there. There, now it actually is starting to look like a vein underneath the skin rather than on top of it. So now I'm going to hit it with some naphtha. Alright, we're going to hit it with some naphtha now. Naphtha. And there it is. The naphtha really helps smooth out the surface, make it more uniform. So obviously it looks weird because it's just one vein on his forehead now, but that is how you make veins on a sculpt. So that is the first of many veins that I have to do on Azog's face. So I think TikTok, yeah, you can see it on TikTok. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so yeah, that's the first of many little veins that I have to do underneath his skin. And that, I mean, honestly, that looks really, really good. There you go. And on top of these veins, I'm going to be able to do, well, sorry, not on top of, like in conjunction, there's going to be wrinkles that go along his face. Some of them like get cut into the veins, some of them don't. It's all going to be part of the process. So there you go. That is how you make veins on a sculpt. In case you were ever wondering how you do so, you need to dry a little bit of this math up. There we go. Ta-da! Alright, so that's where I'm going to end it for the night. Thank you, everybody, that joined me for my little live sculpting session. I had a lot of fun. I would like to do this again, because there's still a lot of work to be done on Azog. So, a lot of work to be done. Oh yeah. That, my friends, looks really good. Oh man, that looks dope. So fun. Alright, so Twitch and YouTube peoples, you are getting the outro. Have a great night, and I will see you all later.